adventures in a changing season. We go together and it all feels good. You know we wouldn't trade a thing, and I think I know the reason. The moment comes to pass and the meaning's understood. It's all love and laughter. We're growing older together. We're gonna find our way. We're finding joy and magic in our lives as we get older. This is our life in the middle. Life in the middle. Life in the middle.
Welcome back to Life in the Middle. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Travis. And today we're going to kind of discuss being in the middle of everything. We wanted to kind of talk about what's going on in our lives as of right now. We got some big stuff going on. I don't want to hit them too heavy here in the intro,
I
but
feel like we're always in the middle of everything.
yeah, most everybody who listens to this is probably from close to where we live. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been dealing with Winter Storm Fern.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, that's
we have a name?
There was
okay.
a Winter Storm
This,
Fern.
it's just the snow and ice is what I've been calling it.
It's been crazy around here. The kids have been off of school for 2 straight weeks. I never thought I'd hear Joe say he wanted to go back to school, but about Wednesday of this week, he was like, "Can we not just go back to school?" And I'll be honest, I'll be glad when he does.
See, and that's what y'all dealing with, like
Yeah.
really, because with what I do, we don't the hospital doesn't shut down for weather, so
we'll talk about
I
it.
just, haven't had to deal with it.
And, this comes out on the Monday before Valentine's Day, so that's something we're going to cover. Also, Joe is in just a couple weeks going to be taking his driver's license test, so you guys buckle up. Make sure you wear your seatbelts after the 1st of March, because Joe will be out there just getting after it. So we got a big birthday party planned for him on the 28th. Just a bunch of different things going on. So let's get right to it. 2 weeks, no school. You were about to touch on it. Your job's a little bit different.
Yeah, so the storm came in on Saturday afternoon, and snow came, then the ice came, and we didn't leave. We didn't do anything. We were prepared to. I think we kind of talked about that, but we didn't have to go anywhere. We didn't lose power or anything like that. So, but Monday morning, I had to be at work.
Yeah.
So Monday morning, I think Sunday evening, we cleared all the ice off the truck, and it was, almost an inch of ice, just, coming off in sheets. But we had to get to the hospital. Thank Lord, we are not far from the hospital. I'm just within a mile or so. So, and it's on the emergency route. So those roads were okay-ish at the time. So, but every day I've had to be at work. So it's not, for me, it didn't change, what was going on for the daily. But for you,
yes.
You've got a 16-year-old, almost 16-year-old here trying to do NTI days, and, forgetting that just because dad works from home most of the time, that doesn't mean dad's just at home. That's
right.
Kind of it takes us a couple weeks in the summer for them to figure that out. Like, hey, if dad's in his office, he could be on a phone call, you'd be quiet and not interrupt and stuff. So, just all of a sudden, 2 weeks and, dad's trying to work.
Yeah.
And he's, being
Joe. It's tough because I become the de facto manager of the kids. Hey, you need to get up. You need to do your work. I need to make sure it's done so that you're not lollygagging. We need to do these things around the house. We need to do all these things. Plus, I got to do my job.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a lot. And then, over the course of 2 weeks, it's a big toll on me mentally, just because I'm not used to it. In the summer, it takes a little bit for us to get used to it, but we finally work out a rhythm where it's okay. But these 2 weeks have been tough.
That and the fact that, like, we're going to talk about this a little bit, but he's going to be driving this coming summer. It's going to be a little bit different, but it's also, in the summer, he can leave. We're not far from the soccer field. He wants to go, hang out with his friends. soccer, there's things to do. This is like everybody's locked up, all his friends are locked up in their houses, and he doesn't get to, go see them or anything like that. So it's not just that. It's, in the summer, at least there's somewhere to go. But, this was like, nope, he's just going to be here.
Yeah. And not to say that he was troublesome or problematic the whole time. It's
No,
just
it was really good. It's just
another wrinkle in our day that I'm not used to.
Yeah.
And we worked through it, and we got. It wasn't like his NTI work was really hard.
It wasn't.
It
And
wasn't.
he does really good at school, so he was getting his
So,
stuff done.
It's just and he's got ADHD, so keeping him focused is a full-time job.
Redirecting
sometimes.
is a lot.
And trying to do that and do my job and be here. I was supposed to be gone for a week.
You were,
but because of the weather, I didn't get to. So that's, maybe that was a blessing in disguise because I was able to be here to help him because I don't know if it would have been that great without me being here.
I 100% agree. It would not have been that great if you weren't here, because I was gonna have to be at work no matter what, and that would just left him, and I have a feeling that love him to death. He would have gotten part of it done and then tried to do it real quick before I got home, but you being here managing everything was a blessing for sure.
And it just throws out our normal rhythms too. It's I usually get up early to get myself woke up, get ready so that I can make sure Joe gets up and gets to school on time. He doesn't have to be at school at the same time on those days, so I had a tendency to want to lay in bed and not get up and get going like I wanted to. It kind of throws everything off.
Yeah.
So, but it gave us time to be together and without.
I got chauffeured around a little.
Yeah. Me and Joe did get to spend some time together that we probably wouldn't have had otherwise. That was good. Just a kind of a connection time too. So, there was any surprises over the last 2 weeks in this big winter storm that?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, I feel like it made everything harder. I mean, it really did, because I wish that sometimes I wish I had a job that would stop when those kind of things happen, and I could just be at home with y'all and make some soup and bread and get all fat and sassy, like the the YouTube video says. But it's it's a lot different with being at the hospital and that kind of work that I do. So for me, it didn't really change a lot. It just made everything harder. You were getting up early in the mornings and making sure the truck was started, heater was going, seats were on, those kinds of things. And you were driving me a lot.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I'm a passenger princess, period. But I don't like to drive in the snow. I hate snow. I hate ice. It bothers me. Just get so nervous. As far as I'm going, that was it. I still, don't like it. And then trying to, if you might have a meeting or something, and then I'm having you have to come pick me up from the hospital, and trying to, juggle that. And then when I did start driving back to work, skating to the truck in the mornings, because we thought that it would rain. It rained a couple days after, and we thought, okay, it's going to be warm enough that it's going to melt. But what happened is it melted some, drenched the whole ground with water, and then that night it dropped like 17 degrees, and everything froze to slick ice.
Yes.
Trying to get traction just to get to the truck, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Me and Joe went and picked up. We got tired of cooking. We went to go pick up a pizza. And we walked from our steps to the truck maybe less than 10 feet. And I thought I was going to fall 3 times. And I'm pretty sure he almost fell twice. Then when we got back, we ate our dinner, and he took the dog out. And he came back in and said he was hurting because he did fall.
Yeah.
Because it was so slick. And that was just 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah.
If you were to look out the window right now, on Friday, it was really, really warm, so a lot of stuff melted yesterday. There is some residual snow out there, but it is now just a muddy, nasty mess.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
Absolutely.
So, needless to say, I think we're done with winter. That gopher saw his shadow, so we got 6 more weeks of it. And I think we can go take care of him probably. And I think everybody be ready to.
I'm so ready for spring. So ready for spring.
But I think everybody's ready for spring. come August and everybody's complaining about it being 100 degrees, let's point them back to January when we were in the house for 2 weeks because it snowed.
Right.
It was bad. So, with that being said, I said Groundhog's Day was Monday, which means Valentine's Day. And if you're listening to this Monday morning, guys, go out and make sure you take care of your girlfriends, wives, whatever you got, your significant others. Valentine's Day is Saturday. So,
we don't, but I mean, I'm not big on Valentine's Day. Okay, because like maybe there's a lore to it. Maybe I should look that up and see what actual Valentine's Day means and stuff. But like, I feel like it's a made up holiday, and I feel like, I don't think you should buy me flowers. I'm on a diet, so don't buy me candy. Flowers are a great every once in a while gift. I don't want flowers all the time. They die.
Yeah.
And especially on Valentine's Day, you're paying like 3 times more than you would, 3 weeks after. So, not huge on Valentine's Day. I don't know. I'm just not. Like, we've been talking about, like, what do you want to do for Valentine's Day? What do you want to do for Valentine's Day? And we do have plans, but they're not, like, just us plans. But I'm just not I'm just not a big Valentine's Day person. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, we don't really go hard on Valentine's Day. It's usually we go out and have dinner together. But
not on Valentine's Day. I don't want to do it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
I don't want 3,000 people in a
right.
restaurant with me.
We try to do something together. That's what we try to do. But there are, and you need to make sure this is how you learn your wives' love languages, what they want. If they're acts of kindness, then go do something for them. If they're a gifts person, get them something. If they're a time person, make sure you're spending time with them. That's where so put some thought into it, figure it out, and then do that for them. But next Saturday, make sure you got it. So, do you feel like there's pressure to do something big?
I don't think it's pressure from you for me, and I don't feel like I hope I don't give off pressure to you for me. But I feel like there's pressure for society.
For sure.
Like if I go into work or people ask, well, what did your husband do for you for Valentine's Day? And my usual, I'm like, well, we went and ate and we spent time together. But like, well, my husband did, and it's one of those situations where it's like, society pressures you for certain things. I'm okay with being outside of the norm because, I've always said this, like my husband shows me that he loves me every single day. Like he wakes up with a mentality of, how do I tell Jenna I love her? How do I show Jenna I love her? How do I show Jenna that I appreciate her? And that's our everyday life. And he is not perfect by any means. I'm not saying that, but he's everything that I need. So I think we've always tried to just put our love for each other first and make sure that it's being projected to the other person. So Valentine's Day doesn't really mean much to me. It's a kind of another day. We share everything, right? So our birthdays are within a couple of days of each other. Of course, we have the same anniversary. If you have a different one, that'd be weird, right?
That would be weird.
Christmas, all of these days we share. Like our birthdays would be the only thing that we wouldn't, but they're so close together that they're shared. So when every day you project how much you love me and stuff, I don't feel like that Valentine's Day is worth anything other than, people telling you need to go buy cards and flowers and everything else, and I don't need all that.
Yeah, I don't either. If I get to spend time with you, and then I'm perfectly fine. And we're going to have a fun activity that night. We've talked about it before. We're going to an 80s prom themed murder mystery party. So
we love these murder mystery parties.
I actually think it's going to be super fun.
It is. It is so great, and I'm so glad we're doing it. I've got my little prom dress and everything. We buy little costumes, and we go out there and we have a good time. So I'm excited about it. I think that's going to be great. It's kind of a great time with friends. That is our Valentine's Day. We'll probably end up at Cracker Barrel on Friday, seeing Elaine at Cracker Barrel in Franklin, Kentucky. We see you every Friday night. You asked me about what salt shakers I bought, salt and pepper shakers I bought that day. So we'll probably see them Friday night, and that's about all we're gonna do. I hope there's not a lot of pressure on you. I feel like more it's pressure, like did you get your husband something, and then I feel like I want to get you stuff, but when you want something, you kind of get it. Like you just like, oh, just
Yeah.
go buy it. So try to put a lot of thought into Christmas. Our birthdays, we don't tend to get each other anything. We tend to try to do something together, like a
Yeah.
concert, a trip, something
Weekend
together.
trip,
Yeah,
something like that.
something for that for our birthday. And it might not be the birthday weekend, it might be some other time, but we try to do that. So when it comes to Valentine's Day, I do feel like there's like, man, did I put enough effort in? But I feel like more of that society telling me that at this day I should be doing something instead of it should be every day that I should be
Yeah.
at least trying to show you. So I don't know. Maybe Saturday morning I'm gonna wake up and go, oh, I should have got him something, or should have got him this, or I should have did this. But usually we're like, honey, we're
It's
good.
fine,
Like
yeah.
I don't, as long as I feel equal. Like as long as I keep telling him don't do anything, don't do anything. If he shows up with something, then I'm gonna be mad scrambling on Saturday. So
Nah, and that's the thing. And even if I do get you something, I don't expect you to get me anything. I
see,
don't
that's the
care.
thing though. Like, that's a hard thing to do. I can't just accept something and not give you something back. So I'm probably gonna end up shopping this week. It's for something, I'm sure.
Nah, it'd be
So.
fine. How do you think things have changed between when we first got married and now, as far as Valentine's Day? Were there higher expectations when we were newlyweds than there are now? Now that we've been together for a while and we've been married uh, for a while, are the expectations different because maybe you?
I don't think so. I don't remember a time where we were like, "Oh, it's Valentine's Day. We've got to do something."
Yeah,
But it might have been an excuse for us, like get a babysitter and stuff, when we had
yeah.
little kids and stuff. But I kind of feel the same way. I don't think that's changed ever. Like I think when we
I
started
think
into
that's
this
more.
relationship,
I
it
think
was
that's
all
more us than it is, and maybe the people watching out there, maybe it probably early in their marriage, it was a big deal to do something on Valentine's Day, and as you grow older together, you don't need to express that like that anymore. Does that make sense? Like
mm,
you don't have to express to the world that I love you. Here's a dozen roses at your work, so all the girls can be like, "Oh, look what your husband did." You know, when it's not, you don't need that. So I think maybe not for us
I
because
think
we just never
I
were
think
that way.
catering it to your relationship and catering to the people
Yeah,
in your relationship. If your spouse, like you said, wants that acknowledgement, wants other people to see that you care about them and that you love them and that you're thinking about them. And if that's something that person needs, and that's their needs, right? So it's just you have to cater it to your partner and not
yeah,
society, right? So if your partner wants the recognition, then that's something that they crave and they just
yeah.
want to show the world how much they love. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that by any means whatsoever. If a girl or a guy wants their spouse to show them publicly what they mean to them, so I think that's fine. But it's just we've always catered to us. It's
Yeah.
always been about what you need or what I
Yeah.
need, not and what we need, not what people think we should have or need or do. It's always been about what we wanted for each other.
Yeah, I think to round out the Valentine's portion of this video, I think the important thing is to be intentional with your partner, and if they need something on an occasion like this, you should do that. If they don't, then you obviously need to show them that you love them, but maybe not in the traditional way.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is to
I think that's a great way to say that. Intentional. Be
be
intentional with your
intentional,
spouse.
simple and
Yeah.
intentional.
Yeah.
That's it. So, um, so let's talk about Joe.
Oh.
We got
Uh,
as this comes out on Monday, we've got 3 weeks
3 weeks.
before he's able to go take his driver's test. And I don't know if you know, in the state of Kentucky, but you can't go to. You used to could go to your local DMV and take your driver's test
That's
in your small
regional.
town. Now it's regional. Our region's Bowling Green, so we have to get him signed up in Bowling Green to take his test,
Yeah.
and you have to do that 3 weeks out. So
Right now, I think sometimes it's
yeah,
4 weeks out.
sometimes 4 weeks.
I think maybe the snow did
Yeah.
something because they usually say 4 weeks, but we haven't been able to schedule it yet. We should be able to schedule it on Monday, which will be
yeah.
4 weeks or 3 weeks.
So it opens up at 8 o'clock. It is a mad dash to get a time because there's a ton of people trying to do it all at once.
Mhm.
it's kind of ridiculous. I did see that the state of Kentucky's trying to bring it back to the district level where you don't have to go to the regional office,
That'd be
but it's
great.
not going to be in time for
Joe.
Joe.
Yep.
And then by the time we ain't never going to need it again, so it's not going to matter.
I mean, it will be like when we have to renew licenses. It'd be really nice to be able to go to Franklin instead of Bowling Green because it is. I mean, it's just a disaster.
You definitely can't do a walk-in.
No.
I mean, you can if you want to. If you've got all day to waste at the DMV in Bowling Green, you can go walk in and you might get in right away, and you might be there all day.
They're very pleasant.
Yeah. Well, they're dealing with.
I agree with that. That has to be a absolutely horrible job, but sometimes it's very pleasant. Yeah. Like it's not a very pleasant procedure, or and I think people just get frustrated, and it's very frustrating.
If you take one thing from this podcast, it is if you need to renew your license, you have to go get a real ID. You have to do anything at the regional DMV office. Make an appointment weeks ahead of time.
And have everything that you need.
Make sure you have every single piece of information you need when you get there. And then just be nice to those people because that will get you through there in and out as quickly as possible. Yeah. So Monday morning, I'll jump on the internet. I'll get Joe's appointment set up, hopefully, for 3 weeks out. That seems
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That we're here.
So, it's a weird situation to have your youngest kid going to get a driver's license. It's weird to have your oldest kid too, but knowing now that once he has his license, he's going to be able to go and do what he wants to. I feel a little pride, but I'm also scared. I'm also afraid of the letting go part of it.
That's it right there. There is, with Kingston, it was the first, and there was so much pride and excitement. I felt like with Kingston getting all these things and doing all these things, I was so excited. And there was a little bit of sadness that my kid was growing up, but it was the excitement of the new things for him. The baby, it is just dread that we are getting to a point where I'm going to have no, I mean, I still have say, but like, no control over a lot. Like, right? Like, if he wants to go somewhere right now within the next 3 weeks, he has to ask me and you, and we have to. Now, will he still ask, "Hey, can I go do this and that and the other?" Even if he's driving, and I'm positive on that. He understands what the rules are at our house. But it's one of those situations where it's he doesn't need me to take him somewhere. He doesn't need me to do something for him. And I don't know. It's just for me, it's a lot of sadness. Like I am a lot of anxiety. Lot of sadness. This is my baby, and he's growing up, and this is just one more step towards a cap and gown in a couple of years, and college, and empty nest, right? Because we've been dealing with this whole partially empty nest. But you give something like the freedom of driving wherever you want to go and going, being with your friends, and it's going to be a even bigger difference. Now, like we had this huge change in August when Kingston left and went to college, and now it's an even another change where like the baby's not even walking around the house anymore. He's off driving somewhere to his friend's house or something like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot for me. I'm very emotional about it. He is letting me throw my birthday party though.
Yeah.
Joe is. Kingston loves birthday parties. He always loved his birthday parties. And I love throwing birthday parties. When they were a kid, you can ask some of the people that came that, like, I went all out. Like, we tried to, like, the themes and all kinds of stuff. Joe hates birthday parties. Has hated birthday. He hated when he was, like, 3, 4, 5 people singing happy birthday to him. Like, hated it. So, I would say 2nd or 3rd grade, he decided he wanted to do things with just a couple of friends other than have a birthday party with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we would usually do birthday parties, just families, just grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles. That was, for a lunch after church. Like, let's go to the Mexican restaurant and, that's it. So this is the first birthday party I think I've thrown him in probably 8 years. Something like that. It's been a while. It's been a while. He's done soccer games, concerts, all kinds of stuff. So like it's always been an experience that he wanted with just a couple of friends. NASCAR race. I think that he got once
Yeah.
one year. It's just always been something different. But I asked this year if we could do a birthday party. It's a 16th. It's a milestone birthday. They just changed it back to Kentucky where 16 years old you actually get a license
Yeah.
then instead of 16 and a half. So you feel like there's a celebration there because you're going to get a freedom. So I asked him. He is not very enthused. I've messed around, talked to some of his friends, and was making jokes that I was going to get him a magician. And he'd be mortified, absolutely mortified. And then I thought a guy who did balloon animals would be really fun. And we've got a friend who is just absolutely hilariously funny. And I was gonna see if he would walk around and just do snake balloon animals, just like hand somebody a balloon and say, "Hey, it's a snake," and just. But Joe would be mortified. I keep messing with him, but we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna. Just a birthday party. I let him pick. My kids crack me up. Nobody wants cake. None of my kids want cake. They want donuts.
They want donuts.
They want donuts. So that's what we're having. Kingston had donuts for his graduation party.
Tacos and donuts.
Tacos and donuts. So Kingston had it for his graduation party. Joe's having it for his birthday party, which is it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a change in the season and of our lives. So we will be turning that page here pretty soon and letting him get out and move around. I think what's funny, and we can kind of segue this into back in my day when I got my license.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing was I don't have to ride the school bus anymore.
Yeah.
I get to drive to school.
Yes.
Well, the funny thing for Joe is we live so close to the school that if he drives to school
and parks in their parking
lot, he will have to walk further to school than walking from our house.
Yes.
So that thing of look at me, I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm at school. That I remember, it's kind of mute for him, and I think he probably still will do it. I just have.
I think what's probably going to happen is he will probably pay for the parking pass at school because I think it's a couple bucks that they have to pay for it or something like that. I think that he will, and I think that he will start doing it once it gets warmer because he don't like the cold either. And he's like, if he just walk out the back door and be there quicker than if he drove over there, parked, and then walked, he's gonna. But there's a part of you that's like got to pull up into the school parking lot when you're driving.
He probably will have some friends that he'll go pick up and bring to school. I don't know what he's going to do. That's what we used to do. Friends who didn't have his license, we would go, so they didn't have to ride the bus. We'd go get them and bring them to school. Yeah. So anything you can remember from back in your day about getting your license that you were looking forward to besides, the obvious freedom and stuff that...
So I moved from Franklin to Springfield from after my freshman year. So in Kentucky, it was 16 and a half then. Like they just made the 16 and a half thing. And so you get your permit at 16, license 16 and a half at the time. In Tennessee, it was still 15 for your permit, but you had to have your permit at least 6 months. And then on the 16th birthday, you could get your license. So I got my permit. We moved to Springfield, but I was finishing out the year. It was my brother's senior year. And in Franklin. So we were coming here, but my parents let me test. I took the written test when we moved to Springfield. I was already 15 for about 6 months. And so I remember being so disappointed on my 16th birthday that I couldn't go do my driver's test because I had gotten it 1 week late.
Oh.
So I had to have the 6 months. So I actually got my license a week after my 16th birthday. But I already knew we had a 1997 Dodge Ram that my dad bought. My sister drove at 16. Then my brother drove at 16. And I knew what was going to happen at 16. I was getting a white 1997 Dodge Ram. And it had already gone through 2 high school, 2 senior years, 2 wild child, love them to death. But all the things that high schoolers do. And so it was a little ragged out by the time I got to it. But it was great. I loved that truck. It was fun. But I kind of already knew what, there was going to be for my vehicle. And I had just moved. My birthday's in August. So I had just moved to Springfield and started going to East Robertson. I was literally at that school 2 weeks, maybe 3, when my 16th birthday hit. So there was no 16th birthday party because all of my friends were still back in Franklin.
Right.
I had made a couple of friends in East Robertson already, but it wasn't like everybody's going to come to Jenna's 16th birthday party kind of time. So I didn't really have a birthday party. I came, once I got my license a week later, I came back to Franklin, and me and my best friend and our other friends, we all kind of went out and had fun and cruised and did everything because none of them were even close to getting their license.
Right.
I was the driver then. So we had, that's how we kind of celebrated, but it was, the cruising is the milestone here in Franklin. You cruised back then. So.
All right, so let's go to our this or that segment.
All right.
So this or that. Would you rather have a planned out Valentine's or a last minute spontaneous Valentine's?
I want to plan. I want to know where I'm going, dress appropriately.
I mean,
be prepared for the crowd.
I mean, for me, either way, it's planned because if it's going to be,
I'm
going to be the one planning the last minute Valentine's. So yeah, I'm planning to,
Maybe I should be spontaneous and plan something for you.
Maybe.
You're not a huge surprise kind of guy, though.
I do not like surprises, that's for sure. All right, snow days or delayed start days?
I don't get either.
I know, well.
Are we talking about for the kids?
Yeah, let's say for the kids.
Snow day.
I'd much rather have a delayed start. I want them to.
I'd rather go to school.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that, think about the one time that Joe had to go late.
Yeah.
It's been a couple weeks, right? And it threw us off. Like, even though they said we're going to start 2 hours late, well, Joe gets there a little bit early. We have a plan for the morning.
Yeah.
It throws everything off. You're 2 hours delayed everywhere, right? Like, you're like trying to get up here and get working, but then all of a sudden Joe's got to get up and get a shower and make sure he's got his meds and his contacts and all this other stuff. I think 2 hours late would be a mayhem for you with your planned day.
Yeah, I don't know. After coming off the back of these 2 weeks where he's been here, I would much rather it just be delayed so he gets out at some point.
Okay, all right.
So when Joe gets his license, would you prefer him to carpool with his friends or drive by himself?
Drive by himself. Listen, and if any of you four, or you three besides Joe, watch this, because I know Joe doesn't watch this podcast. If any of these three friends, Logan and Parker and Corbin, little Corbs, love you to death, they're all the same person, right? It's just different. Yeah. It's carbon copies of each other. And I love these kids, right? Corbin is Joe's best friend. He comes over here all the time. And I swear it is like having two Joes running around. Love them. But would I put all four of them in a car together? If all their ADHD going at once? Nope. Not even a little bit. That's one of my biggest stressors, because I know you're going to put Corbin and Joe in a car together and ADHD's everywhere. And they're just hyper and crazy, and God, I love them so much, but it is scary. It scares me to death. No, I'd rather him be by himself in a car. Maybe then he can concentrate.
Yeah,
I mean, that defeats the purpose and the fun of 16-year-old driving, right? But that's the scary thing for me.
I'm kind of both ways. I feel like if he carpooling, at least he has somebody else there with him if problems do happen.
Yeah.
Solo driving, I feel like that might be better because he's less distracted. So I kind of go both directions.
Yeah.
All right, kind of back towards Valentine's Day. Would you rather have a home cooked meal or us go out and get something?
It depends on who's cooking and what it's being cooked.
Okay.
Right. So, like, there are certain things that you are so good at cooking, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather have that. Like, I won't order a steak anywhere. Your steaks, when you cook them here at the house, are so much better than anything I can get at any restaurant. So if it's a steak, brisket, those things, yeah, I would rather it be used. I mean, I feel like besides having to cook it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the whole chore of cooking it and stuff. I feel like we get exactly what I want here, right? But not having to cook it, not it being your gift to me that you're cooking me a meal, or I'm cooking you a meal, or, I mean, even if we're cooking together, there's the whole chore of doing that and cleaning it up and all that stuff. So I think I'd rather eat at home, but I don't want the work. So the restaurant,
the cleanup, the dishes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
What about you? You didn't say what you like.
I would rather go out because it's less work.
Okay, yeah,
for sure.
Although we do have fun cooking.
We do.
It's a lot of it's a lot of laughs and there's music playing and stuff like that. It's kind of fun to do that. It's just the cleanup afterwards. Nobody wants to do the dishes.
Yeah, that's really all it is. So, well, we're coming to the end of this episode. Just want to say it again, guys. Valentine's Day is Saturday.
Girls too. You need to make sure Valentine's Day is not just men buy women gifts. Your husband needs a gift too. You need to put thought into it. Your boyfriends do, and it doesn't need to be generic. Put thought into the gift.
You can say that.
I can. Right, girls, it is equal thing.
Guys, take care of your wives, girlfriends, your partner, whatever you got. Be intentional about Valentine's Day, I think, and you'll win the day. With that being said, pray for us because Joe's going to be getting his license, and I think another key takeaway is be thankful when you look outside that it's not covered in snow and ice. I think this week we're supposed to hear in Franklin get up to the 60s at some point. So
Kentucky.
Hallelujah.
Oh, Kentucky.
And let's just maybe the groundhog was wrong and spring is on its way.
Yes.
Birds chirping and everything. But with that, I guess we'll say we'll see you next week. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave us a comment if there's anything you want us to talk about. Tell us about what you did over during this 2 weeks being snowed in. Just let us know. And this has been Life in the Middle. I'm Travis.
And I'm Jenna.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Life in the